Well, welcome. My name is Keith, Keith Hensley with CoreLogic, and uh, some of you may have been on some of these webinars before. We do different topics every month. We do a little series of them. I think there's about 10 or 11 of them. I kind of forget how many we've actually done. So we've got a topic today is called Hotsheets versus Market Watch. So what I want to do here is just kind of get in and show you. I'm not sure if any of you have ever used the hot sheets or the market watch inside of Matrix. So if you have, hopefully you'll learn something new. If you haven't, hopefully you'll start using one or the other or both of them inside of Matrix there. I also like to mention that I do in-person training, on-site training every month. I have been for almost 3 years now. I've been coming down to Martin County. I'm currently located up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So that's my home office. That's where I live. And once a month, I fly down and I do in-person training. So feel free to check out the schedule. It's usually the last Wednesday of every month. We almost always have a 101 class in the morning, which is always a great refresher for those that have been using Matrix for a while. I guarantee you, I'm sure there's something new. If you come, you'll learn something new in there. And then usually in the afternoons, we do like a 101 class, a 401 class, or I'm sorry, a 201 or a 301 class, or I think what we've been doing also is like adding an MLS Touch class for like an hour long and or an e-property watch class. So if you've never been to any of the in-person training, it would be great to see you there. But anyways, I appreciate you being here, and hopefully you'll find value in this webinar today. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to close down my PowerPoint presentation here. And what you're seeing is Matrix for Martin County Realtors of the Treasure Coast. So I am logged into your Matrix system. So what we're going to talk about on this month's webinar topic is the hot sheets, which I'm going to just kind of drag this little widget up to the top here, and Market Watch. Okay, we're going to compare these two, how they kind of relate to each other, but then I'm also going to contrast them, kind of show you how they're different from each other there. So you'll notice that this is okay. Thank you, Renee. Appreciate that. So you can see how you can utilize this. So if you don't know what a hot sheet or market watch is, let's kind of start there. The hot sheet and a market watch are both kind of geared for you, the agent, the realtor, the member of Martin County, to stay on top, stay in touch with what's going on in the real estate world that you're in. And so it's really meant for you to kind of gauge. So as soon as you log in every day or every afternoon at lunchtime or every evening as you settle down for the evening, it's just a way to kind of recap and see what's happening in your market territory, in your area that you work in here. Okay, so that's what they're both kind of geared for here, is to kind of alert you what's going on. And I've got some people I'm admitting here. So I just added a few more here. Now you'll see in a moment that when I get into the hot sheets here, that some people actually use the hot sheets in different ways than how I show it there, and I'll talk about that, and I'll let you make the decision on how you utilize the hot sheets and the market watch. Okay. So most people, I will say, will probably end up using the market watch because it's so easy. It's in your face. It's very, it's got a little um, um, colors here. I'm running out. It's more visual. It's just a more visual look. So when you log in, it really catches your attention there, and people really utilize this much more than a hot sheets there. And a hot sheets, if you're just looking at it, you don't really know what it's for and stuff. So that's what I'm geared here for today. So again, how they kind of relate to each other, even though it looks different, they will both pretty much give you the same. Even though you don't see it in the hot sheet here, the hot sheets will, even though you only see these property types, if I would click on any one of those property types for that time period that I have, it's going to show me all the new listings, all the coming soons, all the back on markets, all the price decreases or increases, all the status changes, whether it's uh, listings that are now active under contract or now pending with contingency or pending or sold. It'll still show you that when you go in the hot sheet. So for example, if I click on residential hot sheet, you're going to see what I'm talking about here. So for the last 3 days, here's all the new listings. There's a coming soon, price decrease, off market, under contingency, another coming soon. And you can just see there's a lot of stuff going on in the last 3 days here. And you can always sort this too. If I just click on last change type there. And actually I got over 5,000. That's why I'm not able to sort this here. So maybe what I should have done was just narrow this down to, let's say, today. And now let's click on residential. And just for today, this is the activity that's been going on. Coming soons, new listings. And I think you'll get the point here as I jump way ahead here. You're going to see, well, still got new listings there. You're going to see price decreases and stuff. Okay. So even though it's not visual, you don't have that graph or charts there, that bar chart there, or a number like you're seeing there, it still does show you those type of changes there. Okay. So bear with me and you'll see why the hot sheets might be very beneficial to you there. Okay. Something else, even though they show you the same stuff, they show it to you in a different way, but they both have time periods in here. The hot sheet and the market watch both show you a time period of 24 hours, which is if it's 1:08 p.m. today, it'll be 1:08 p.m. yesterday. That's the 24-hour time period there. Today is anything that's happened since midnight. So as soon as the clock struck 12 and it became Thursday, Thursday, I forget what day today is, you can see what's been happening today. Okay. And then there's 3 days back and 7 days back. And by the way, 3 days back, well, today is day 0. So 1 day back would be everything on Wednesday and today. 2 days back would be Tuesday, Wednesday, and today. And then 3 days back would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and whatever's left of today. So it's really more than just 3 days. It's really 3 days and what's left of today there. Okay. And 7 days would be the same. So you'll notice here in the hot sheets, though, they have the same 24 hours today, 3 days, 7 days, but they also have a custom. And if I choose custom here, which MarketWatch doesn't, and I click on one, it's going to give you a time period. You can pick your date range anywhere between today and 30 days back. You customize that time frame. And then here you could say, well, just for today, you can do a time frame, so maybe everything from 8 o'clock to noon or so there, if that's what you want there. Okay. So the hot sheets has that. And they also have 2 other ones, and these are timestamp ones, and I'll talk about those 2 when I get there. So bottom line is they both have a time period. It's just that the hot sheets have a little bit more of a time period where you can customize it and so forth there. Now, where they differ at, you'll notice on the Market Watch, you have residential, you'll have cross property, and by the way, cross property, someone else I'm admitting here. Cross property is basically all the above property types. So if you're not sure, is it residential or residential income or land or commercial or rental or business opportunity, you're not really sure, or you just want to see everything, then cross property is what you're going to want to do. So in here, you'll notice underneath that, you got just land or just commercial or just rental or just income or just business opportunity. But the bottom line is on the Market Watch, you only have one per property type. That's it. Okay. It looks like we have that on the hot sheets here. Okay. It looks like we have one cross property, only one, actually 2 or 3 different residentials. Income, land, commercial, business opportunity, rental. But you're going to notice when I get into customizing the hot sheet, you can actually have any combination of property types up to a maximum of 10. Okay. So when I get in there, you're going to see that I could have 5 residentials. I could have 5 residentials, 2 lands, and 3 commercials, just any combination of 10. All 10 of them could be residential, by the way. Okay. So just kind of think of that. So since here we only have 1 residential, here I could potentially have 10 residentials. That's where the market watch is what I call the macro view. It's the big picture there of your market area. Whereas the hot sheet is or can be a micro view of your territory. Okay. So macro means the big picture, which means that when I go and customize the residential market watch, I need to make sure my entire territory is in there, which let's kind of pretend my entire territory or market area is Martin County. If it happens, if it's real estate business listings and it's happening in Martin County, I want to know about it. Whereas the hot sheet, because I can have multiple residentials up to 10, and I customize it, it's the micro view. It's where I could go in and have one residential just for this subdivision, one hot sheet for that subdivision, one for waterfront property, one for investment type property and stuff like that. So as you can see, you're getting into the nitty gritty here on the hot sheets if you customize it the way I'm going to show you today, whereas this is the big picture. Okay. And that's probably why most people use the market watch here, because it's very straightforward. It's very easy. There's only one residential. So when I go and customize it, and it's because it's visual, people like to look at it. It's you just look at it. I don't have to click on this to see 366 properties, although I could. And when I do, I'm going to see all 366 of them right here, and I can really look at them and see. But again, it's just the big picture. It's just kind of let me know what's happening for today. Okay. Now, with that said, you'll notice just today, since midnight today, when it became Thursday, April 4th, that's a lot of new listings. Now, you know why it's a lot? Because you have reciprocity with Miami and Beaches MLS and Martin County. So all 3 MLSs, your territory is basically southeastern Florida, the state of Florida there. So let me ask you this question. Is that your market territory? Do you want to keep track of the entire southeast part of Florida for residential? Well, I think you're going to want to customize it. And I think you're going to want to customize it to something a little bit smaller, a little bit more manageable. Maybe just Martin County, maybe Martin County and St. Lucie County, maybe the southern half of St. Lucie County and the northern half of Martin County. It just depends of where you're at there. So that's probably where I want to start at right here on the Market Watch, is to customize it. So when I go in and customize the Market Watch, and I come in here, you'll notice there's a lot of fields in here. Okay. There's price and MLS and bedrooms and bathrooms there. I will say, if you go in and customize it, keep it simple. I don't think you'll ever customize the Market Watch to have all these price, bedrooms, and bathrooms there. Okay. Because when I think of a market and I want to watch it, when I hear the word market, I think of a territory. I think of a geographical location. That's what I do. Now, it doesn't have to be. My market area could be waterfront properties. Okay. So it doesn't have to be a geographical location. But to get started, I'm going to just kind of start really basic here. And I'm going to say my market area is Martin County. So if I click on Martin County and I hit add, it pulls it over here. And now I've got Martin County there. If I go and open this up again, just to show you something, you could actually double click and pull them over here, or you could double click and take them out too. Okay, so that's the way you can do. So I'm going to kind of pretend here that I don't need the entire state of Florida, or Miami board and that territory. I don't do my business that far south, not even down to the beaches area. But if it's in Martin County and St. Lucie County, I'm going to pretend today that's my market area. I want to watch this area. If it happens in Martin County and St. Lucie, I want to watch it. So now when I hit save, this number for today is not 370 something. I forget what that number was. It's only 42. You know why? Because I'm only looking at this territory, Martin County and St. Lucie County. Okay. And if I would have just said one or the other county, it would have been much smaller there. So now just for today, I can see there's two new coming soon listings for today in those two counties. 12 back on markets, decreases, increases, active under contract, and so forth there. Okay. So, and if I change this here to 24 hours, let's see what's happening in the last 24 hours. Well, now there's 8 in Martin County and St. Lucie County, 83 new listings, and so forth here. These are all, the status changes. And remember, I'm only on residential here. If I click on new listings 83, you can see them here. Okay. And then if I go up here, I can change it to just coming soons. And here there's the coming soon. So I don't really have to go back to that home page. I can stay right here and jump right into the listings that have changed price there. Okay. So that's kind of how that is there. So far, so good. Any questions so far? Remember, you can either unmute yourself. Just remember, everyone's going to hear you besides me, or you can just type something in the chat box there if you need to. And you'll notice as soon as I customize the residential hot sheet, you notice now I got two things. It says customize and reset. Whereas if I go up here and I choose another property type like cross property, it only says customize. So that tells me I have never customized the cross property one because it doesn't say reset. And if I open this up and I choose land, it doesn't say reset, it just says customize here. But here's the next question. Do you need to customize land property type? If so, click on that and then customize it. Here's commercial. Do you need to customize that one? Do you do work in that industry, those property types? Do you need to do it for rental property types or residential income or business opportunity? I would say most that I see in my training classes primarily just work in residential here. But what you could do, since these other property types won't have as much action or activity going on in it like residential does, you could just use cross property here. Now, cross property also includes residential, but also includes, the land and commercial and rentals and stuff like that. So what I could do then is just pick cross property, go in and customize it. And then here I could do the same thing. Martin County, St. Lucie, pull them over here, click OK. And now I'm watching those two areas. Now watch this. Cross property is every property type, but watch, I could say, since I already have a residential market watch that I'm watching, I can make cross property be all the other property types. Just roll them all into one big group, excluding residential. And now I just have Martin County there. And I hit save. So now cross property is basically every property type excluding residential. And now in the last 24 hours, I can see there's 35 new listings. Now I may not know what property types they belong to, but if I click on it, you can see some are rentals, some are business, some are lands, and I could click on that PT for property type right there. Put all my lands together, my commercial, my rentals, business, and that's it. So just a thought. I could have cross property be all the other ones, and then residential be just residential, and then and just never really utilize those there. Okay, just a thought. But just remember, market watch, you only get one of each property type. Okay. Now, one last thing before I jump over to Hotsheets here is on residential. If I customize residential, instead of picking those two areas, One, I could have picked the area numbers, okay? But just remember, the market watch is the big picture because I only have one residential, so I kind of want to, make it big there. Um, I could have done zip codes or subdivisions. I could have like I said, I don't think this is really where you're going to use price and bedrooms and bathrooms. I guess I could say just the Martin County MLS, but remember, someone in Beaches or Miami MLS could still have a listing in Martin County, correct? So I usually don't like to choose that one there just because I don't care whose listing it is. Someone from Martin County with a listing in Martin County or someone in Beaches or Miami that also has a listing in Martin County. I want to see listings in Martin County and St. Lucie. I don't care where the listing agent comes from. Makes sense there. So I would just be cautious on that one, but you can do that if you like. And if I scroll down a little bit, if there's some fields in here that that you would like to use to help filter it down and you don't see them up here, you can come down to additional fields and you can add more fields in here. But with the market watch, I'm not going to worry about that too much because you want to keep it really simple. You just want to narrow it down from the entire southeast part of Florida just down to Martin County or St. Lucie or somewhere, you know, closer to home to where you live there. Okay. So I'd keep it really simple and then save it there. Okay. Uh, that's it for Market Watch. It's really that simple. It's really bare bones. You only get one, so customize it, and you could customize this today and have it be just Martin County, and then come back tomorrow and change it to St. Lucie just to see what's out there and jump back and forth. You can change it as often as you like. So, and one last thing, this is something I almost forgot. Instead of picking the counties here, you could go in and draw a shape on the map. And when you draw a shape on the map, you could turn on your boundaries up here, such as counties and stuff like that. Yeah, I've been having an issue with my layers. See, if I turn on my county layers, I should see all my counties lined up out there, highlighted there. For whatever reason, on my computer, I'm having that issue there. But you could turn it on and you would see your boundary lines there. You would see, Martin County there, St. Lucie County there, Broward County, Indian River County. You would see those there, but like I said, I have an issue on my computer that blocking it there. So yeah. Oh, and when I open that up and I saw my map, this is where I can draw a rectangle, a radius, a polygon. So what I could do here is pick polygon and then say, hey, look, from Hobe Sound north all the way up to just south of Vero Beach, that's my territory. And you could drill down and really get this fine-tuned. See how fine-tuned you can get this? I mean, you can really get in and get this different there. Okay. So there you go. I apologize if you guys hear some background noise. Our bathroom is getting remodeled. We had a leak in there, so if you hear some background noise, that's the guys upstairs fixing our bathroom there. So I apologize for that there. Okay, so you didn't have to. I'll hit cancel here. You didn't have to pick the counties there. You can actually draw your shape around the section you like there. Okay. Now remember, that's the big picture. So over here on the hot sheets here, this is more the micro view. This is where down into the nitty gritty of stuff here. And this is where a lot of people don't utilize it as much, the hot sheet, as the market watch, because the market watch is pretty straightforward. But hopefully after me showing it to you, and I'm going to give you a lot of different combinations, a little different way. Some of you will like some way, some of you might like a different way, and I just want to kind of throw some ideas out there so that you can choose which one you like, just so you understand the concept of it there. Okay, so let me get back into hot sheets. So don't worry about the time periods just yet. Okay, just kind of ignore them for now. But just remember, it looks like you get one per property type, but that's not true. That's not necessarily true there. okay? You just get a combination of a total of 10 in here, and you choose what you want. So it all starts with customized. That's where it starts. Because if you don't customize this and I click on it, it's going to be residential, but for the entire MLS. And remember, we have listings from Miami agents and for beaches agents in here too. So is that the territory you really want to watch there? So I'm going to get into customize, and here they are. Let me explain this here. Here's where you pick the hot sheet. Over here is where you can move it up or move it down, so you can kind of put them in the order you like. You'll be able to add. You're going to see me add many times today in here. I could rename it, and you'll see why I'm going to use rename a lot also. I can edit criteria, and I'm going to do that a lot. But let's start with this last one down here, delete. Okay. Let's start with ones or property types that you don't care about. For example, and I'm going to assume this, or at least I'm going to role play here. I'm going to role play as an agent, and I don't do a lot of work in rental business, in the rental property type. So I'm just going to highlight that one. It's, for me, it is just wasting time. For you, if you like it, keep it. But I'm just going to get rid of rental because remember, I only have 10 of them here. So I've got to choose wisely here. And then I'm going to ask myself the same question. Do I need or care about watching business opportunity property types? No, I don't use that as often. Commercial, same thing. I don't. Land, same thing. I don't. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm first eliminating the property types I don't care to watch. Okay. I know it's a hot sheet, but you're still watching it. Now, condos, income, single family, they're all residential. Okay. Actually, income, I don't watch too much there. And I don't mind single family and condos, but this appears like both. It's actually all residential, not just single family and condo, but I think even mobile homes and modular homes, things like that are still up there. So what I'm going to do for right now is I'm going to pick this one, residential, because I do want to have a hot sheet for residential. But since I already have the market watch that does residential for St. Lucie County and Martin County, remember, this is a micro view. So I'm going to go in and watch a neighborhood. I'm going to watch a certain area of town. Okay. So with that one highlighted, I'm going to edit its criteria. And you'll notice that the reason why I need to edit this, because look, there is absolutely nothing in here, which means I'm seeing everything in the entire MLS from Miami beaches and Martin County, and even agents that belong to Indian River also in there. I don't need to see all that stuff. I want to focus on, now remember, I could say Martin County in here, but I already have the market watch. I'm already watching Martin County and St. Lucie County. This is where I think you should use the hot sheet and dig deeper, dig into a neighborhood, go into a subdivision such as Sailfish Point. Okay. So let's say I do a lot of work there and I want to know, I want to keep my finger on the pulse of of that market area in that area location there. Okay. I'm just pretending here. So if that's a neighborhood I want to watch, I'm going to say Sailfish Point. And over here, I'm going to see all types of changes. If this is something that happens in Sailfish Point, I want to know about it there. So when I hit save, and again, I'm going to keep it really simple. It's very direct. It's very drilled into that neighborhood there, much more than the entire county of Martin and St. Lucie. But I just want to see everything that happens there. Okay. Now, since I modified that, and I can have multiple residentials, I can have a total of 10 of them here. I really think you should rename it. Okay. Because if I don't rename it, I'm going to have all these residentials and I won't know which one's which. So after I changed the criteria, I modified it. I'm going to hit rename. And here you can see that I have already changed the criteria. I added Sailfish Point in there. So here I'm going to give it a name, and I'm going to call it residential Sailfish Point, if I can type today. Okay, there we go. See, now I've got it there. So thinking about that, I want to go in and you know what? I want to fix remember my layers issue here. I know how to fix it here, so bear with me just a second because I really think this is going to help you guys. So what I need to do is jump into my uh, VPN. Don't worry about this. This is just me doing something here. Okay. So now I want to add another residential. Notice that what I did there, I hit add. I could have said single family or condo, but I'm just going to add another residential. And that's where you can get rental property types back if I need to. Remember, I deleted it, but if I change my mind, I can add rental or business opportunity or commercial or land. Any of those property types I can bring back if I need to. But I want to have another residential one. So I now have a second residential one. I got Sailfish Point, and remember that is residential, but it's just single family of residential, and that's just condos of residential. That's just every residential. So since I have that neighborhood, I'm going to open up residential, edit its criteria, and this time I'm going to go into a different subdivision. But this time, instead of me typing it in, I want to take advantage of the map because there's a cool feature on here that I really wanted to show. Now that I think I fixed that, remember the layers option that I told you about? Let me see if I got it fixed on my end. Yep, I did. See, I just had to connect to my VPN. Now I can see the boundary lines for the county. But I don't want to do county here. Notice how the other neighborhoods, cities, zip codes are all grayed out. Or red out, I guess, or pinked. It just means I need to zoom in closer. That's why. That's why I cannot choose those other boundary types. So let me zoom in, and I'm going to zoom in right here on Stewart here. Now if I go up here, open up my boundaries, now I can turn on city and neighborhood. Watch this. If I do the neighborhood, look in the background. There's all the neighborhoods in there. And remember I did my Sailfish Point, instead of me typing in Sailfish Point in the subdivision areas, look at this. I have it on the map here. And now that I have it on the map with the layers turned on for neighborhood, see this right here? Instead of me manually drawing the polygon, all I have to do is say select layer as a shape. And once I do that, now all I have to do is click and it drew the shape for me. Really cool feature. So that's what I wanted to show you, and I needed to fix my layer issue before I did, and I apologize for not doing this right before class because I didn't want to disturb you there. But now look at this. Look at all these neighborhoods or subdivisions out there. So let's say there's a subdivision called Mariner Sands. Let's say that's an important one to me. I like that neighborhood. I do a lot of business there. I want to keep my eyes on what's happening there. Now, I have no idea what Mariner Sands is, so kind of play along with me if you would. So since I turned that layer on called neighborhood, I'm going to say select layer as a shape. And then right here, anywhere inside that shape for Mariner Sand, I'm going to click. Let me click and click again. There we go. And it just drew the shape for me. So now I'm going to hit OK. I don't think I did these. No, yeah, I did deselect Sailfish Point there. Okay, so the only one I have is Mariner Sands. So now if I hit OK, that's the neighborhood I want to watch. Okay, that's my market area. That's my hot sheet area. I want one. So instead of me typing in down here in the subdivision field, Mariner Sands, which I could, I'd rather draw the shape around it. Now here's the difference. The shape, by me drawing the shape, it's going to find listings that are mapped in that area. If I typed it in, it's only as good as the listing agent and how they typed it in. I'd rather err on the map versus what the listing agent typed in, because the listing agent can always misspell things and type things in wrong. So when I did that Sailfish Point, I might have rather drawn my shape around Sailfish Point, because there I'm catching it if it's mapped correctly versus the listing agent typing it in correctly. Okay, because what if they said Sailfish Point and they did sailfish 2 words, not 1 word? I wouldn't have found it that way, but I would find it this way. So that's something you need to kind of think about. I would not do both, because now you're going to have to be doubly correct and you're going to get a lot less results that way. You'll get more either one way or the other. Okay. Now, if I lost anyone there, please let me know. Okay. And I'll try to clarify myself there. So I chose to do Mariner Sands by the map versus typing in the subdivision, and keep it simple. Remember, I don't really need to care about only 3-bedroom houses or 2 or more bathrooms or this price range in Mariner Sands. I just want to know about Mariner Sands. Okay. And what's happened out there. Now, with that said, remember I said residential and then I chose Mariner Sands. I could say, you know what, only single family. Hold down my control button in condos. Okay, maybe I like Mariner Sands, but I don't need to know townhouses or villas or mobile homes there. Okay, actually, I'm just going to take that out, because first of all, I don't know Mariner Sands. I don't know what type of property types are in there. But otherwise, I just don't care if it happens in that subdivision. I want to know about it there. So then I'm just going to hit save. So now that I've modified that one there, make sure you don't forget to rename it, because you'll forget, because you'll start to have 3 or 4 or 5 different residentials, and you'll forget what they are. And then when I go to rename it, it'll always show your criteria. Now, I use the map. That's why I see a latitude, longitude here. Okay. So I need to go up here, type in residential dash Mariner Sands. Okay. And hit save. So now I've got a Mariner Sands, and I can move that one up, put next to my Sailfish Point there. So let me hit done, and let's kind of recap here real quick. Remember my market watch, I only had 1 residential. So when I customized it, I had to be for 2 counties, Martin County and St. Lucie County. Over here in the hot sheet, I customized it, and now I added 2 specific neighborhoods there, Sailfish Point, Mariner Sands. So for today, or let's go 3 days back, let me click on Mariner Sands here. So in the last 3 days, this is the activity that's been happening in that subdivision. Okay, there's 4. One looks like it's, I don't know why it didn't say anything there. Oh, look at this here. See, 506, 506, and make sure. Oh, it's 2 different MLSs too. One came from Beaches, I think I think ours Beaches in Martin County there. Still not sure why that doesn't have a change type there. Okay. But it looks like it's a temporary off market. Both of them are temporary off markets. See the TO and the TO. One is active and it's a new listing. The one just changed to pending. Okay, so that's the status change. So in the last 3 days, this listing, that's a new listing in Mariner Sands, and that's a status change for Mariner Sands. So it's my way of kind of staying on top of what's happening in Mariner Sands. Okay, if I go up here to the logo, I could go out a week, 7 days, and do Mariner Sands and see what's happening in the last week. Okay, and there you go. Now that's just a little taste of it. Like I said, I'm going to get a little bit more advanced here, a little bit more here. Okay, show you some more options here, and you kind of choose which ones you like there. Now I end up doing, two subdivisions. One I actually typed in sailfish point in the subdivision field. The other one I actually decided to show off that little layer feature where I selected as a shape and it drew the shape for me. Okay, so let's go in and do some more. Let's hit customize. Um, let's add another, not cross property, but let's do another residential. And I could do cross property. So I got another residential. Okay, so let's go and edit this here. This one, just to kind of show off that map again, let's go up to the map. Let's turn on the layers. This time, let's see here. Let's go up here. Let's go in a little closer. This time, let's turn on a zip code. You could watch a zip code if you want to. So if there's a certain zip code that you like to watch, where's Hobe Sound at? Down in here, okay? You could, once you turn on layers, you could say select layer as a shape and then click on it. And you could watch that zip code if you like. That could be a way you use the hot sheet there, okay? Instead of zip codes, you could do cities. You could do, now school districts, I think it's just your entire county, okay? So I don't think that's really gonna show us much there. Yeah, see, it's Martin County School District. So that's not as helpful there. So I showed you that. So just show you some options there. Let's delete that shape there. What you could also do is you could go up here into areas. You could say, you know what, Sewell's Point. Okay, I noticed someone in here was Sewell's Point admin, Paris. Hi, Paris. I think that's your name, Paris. So if that's an area, instead of a subdivision, you're going by an area number, the MLS area number, or maybe you do 7 and 8, instead of, let's take Sewell's Point out. Maybe it's the 7 and 8 there. Maybe it's Palm City, 9 and 10. Okay. In fact, I'll do that one there. I'll do 9 and 10, Palm City West, Indiantown, and Palm City. Okay. So this way, if it happens in area number 9 or 10, I want to know about it. I want to watch that neighborhood. So I'm not really watching a subdivision now. I showed you kind of how to do zip code or cities and stuff there. But now let's hit save and rename it here. And let's just call this one Palm City. Palm City. Now, what I might want to do, and this is just me, because I know my memory, I'm not going to remember this. I might want to say, was it 9 and yeah, see, you see your criteria 9 and 10. So I'm going to put 9 comma 10 here, just to remind me it's not the city Palm City, it's just 9 and 10. Whoever says area numbers 9 and 10 there should be Palm City, but just a refresher. So now in the last 3 days, if I click on that one there, this is what's happened in the last 3 days in area 9 and 10. Okay. A lot of new listings, a lot of back on markets, a lot of price decreases and stuff like that. Okay. Just as an option there. Okay. Let me show you another combination. Remember the market watch here. Remember when I hit customize it, I customized it, the residential, and I picked both counties there. Okay. I could have one hot sheet residential just for Martin County, and I could have another one just for St. Lucie County. Here, I only had one, so I threw them both together. Here, and I'll do it here real quick here. I could add another residential, edit its criteria, and have this one just be Martin County. Save it, rename it. We'll just call it Martin County. Okay. And I won't do St. Lucie County, but hopefully you'll understand that there. Okay. So that way I could, this is just me, if just showing you the option. This is both counties residential, but now I've got one just for Martin County that I can kind of watch, and then St. Lucie County, keep them separate there. Okay. Here's another option. Now remember the Market Watch, I have residential and it's for both counties, but look at this. Here I got coming soons, there's 7. New listings, 88. And then back on markets, 15. You notice they're all separately. I can't see coming soons, new listings, and back on market in one view here. The Market Watch breaks them apart there. Okay. But what if you wanted to see them all in one? Because, and I say that because for me, coming soons are about to be new listings. New listings are new listings, and back on market are new again listings. They were on the market, they came off, deal fell through, and now they're new again. Do you see where I'm going at with this? So to me, these 3 are almost the same category. Okay, they're just different angles. One's about to be there, one's there, and one was there. Now it's back again. So what you could do over here on a hot sheet is customize it, add another residential as long as I haven't hit my 10 maximum yet. Now edit this. Now watch this. I want Martin County and I want St. Lucie County. Okay, I do want both those counties combined, but over here I only want the coming soons, new listings, and back on markets. And actually this active, I think that's going to be a little bit of combination of both of those there. Okay, so I can just throw it in if I'm not sure. But typically if it's a different property type and it goes back to active, it's going to be a back on market. And if it's a new listing, it's going to be an active listing, right? So it's going to be either one there. So that's why I kind of grabbed all those, because those are almost all that same territory. It's not a price decrease is a different category. These are different categories because now these changed. They were one status, now they're a different status. That's the status change there. So these are either new again, or about to be new. So I'm just going to group them all together. And I'm going to rename it. And I'll call this one new / BOM / CS for coming soon. Okay. I could have said Martin / St. Lucie. I just don't want to make it too lengthy in there. So now here it's for both counties, but it's just 7, just 88, and just 15 here. And make sure I get my time period right. 24, make sure they're the same time period there. But if I add, and I'm not going to waste our time adding these up, but if I add up those there, I should get the same number, but they're in one page versus 2 separate ones. See, here's my 7 coming soons. The next 88 should be new listings. And then it jumps into the back on markets. Does that make sense? See, they're all on one screen here, whereas Market Watch just broke them up. So it just depends. Which way do you want to see it? Do you want to like it both? Do you just want one? And I could do the same thing. I could add another one and just call it price changes, but I could bring those 2 together, the decrease and increases. Here, 77 decreases on one screen, 6 increases on the other, but they're still both price changes. So I could have done a same concept, but just call it price changes, where here they're separate. Over here, if I would do it, it'd be together. And then the rest of these are all status changes. So instead of having these separate here, I could have another one here for both counties, St. Lucie and Martin, and just throw in all my status changes in there. Okay, not the price increase or decrease, and not the new or coming soon or back on market, just separate there. Okay, just a thought. Couple more, and then we'll be done here, just to get you thinking different ways here. If I click on customize, and I add another residential. In fact, this time I'm going to say cross property, okay? Because this one, I really don't care what property type it is. But now when I go and edit it, I still want it to be in those two counties, Martin and St. Lucie. Okay, I don't want to look at any other. And here again, in this one, maybe I don't care what county it is, because this one here, in fact, I'll do that. This one here, maybe I want, and I don't care what property type, this one here, if it's waterfront property, I want to see it. Okay. That one there is not necessarily geographical location. Well, it kind of is because it's waterfront, so it's got to be geographically located on the water. And I could even say what type of water. Maybe I just want oceanfront and or ocean access there. Maybe that's my market I want to watch. Maybe that's my hot sheet I want to keep an eye on. Okay. I'm not really saying what counties, or maybe I do, but if it's oceanfront, waterfront, yes, and oceanfront here, I'm going to save it. And then I'll oop. I hit reset criteria. My bad. Let me hit hit criteria again. Let me do waterfront, yes. Ocean front. There we go. And save. I meant to say rename. That's what I meant. And then I'll say oceanfront. Front. Okay. And you notice it wasn't residential anymore. It was just that there. So now when I'm watching this, in the last 24 hours, let's see what the oceanfront property types are like. There's a lot of them. Of course, you guys buy the ocean there. So yeah, you're gonna have a lot. And it's all property type, not just residential, but for rent and stuff. Do I want that? Or maybe I do just want residential, not cross property there. Okay. One last thing, and this is where I guess I can see it. I don't know if I'd recommend it as much, but I have had some people say they'll do this here. They'll say that they're going to customize this hot sheet, but instead of the hot sheet being for me and for me to keep an eye on it, they will go and do a hot sheet for a client. So let's say I've got Bob and Susan. Bob and Susan are my clients. So they'll go out there, they'll add a residential because that's what Bob and Susan's looking for. They'll save it. They'll edit the criteria and they'll put in here what Bob and Susan's looking for. They're looking for something in I'll just say 7 and 8 here. Okay, they're looking for something there in Stewart. Now they'll actually go in and do price range. Well, Bob and Susan's looking for something between 300 and why 300 and 400,000. They want at least 3 bedrooms or more. And I still don't agree with this, but I'm just showing you just so you know they want at least 2 or more. Okay, and they'll save this. And this is Bob and Susan's criteria here, and they'll rename it and they'll call it Bob and Susan. Bob and Susan's hot sheet. Okay. I don't like this for a couple of reasons. One, it's going to take up one of my 10 hot sheets, and I like to kind of watch neighborhoods or types of properties, things like that. That's what I'd rather do. The second reason is, yeah, I can come in here and do 3 days back and kind of check on Bob and Susan's criteria, what they see, and I can see, oh, there's some activity going on. But to me, that's what an auto email is. Wouldn't I just rather do a search for Bob and Susan, put their criteria in, and then save it as an auto email and have the system automatically email these listings to Bob and Susan? Okay. So I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know if that would help any of you. And if you do, and if you really like it and you think it's a good way and you think I should keep on showing this off in my hot sheets there, let me know. Either shoot me an email or see me when I'm in town a couple of weeks from now. But to me, I really don't like this way, because for Bob and Susan, I'd rather do a search, save it as a auto email, and have the system automatically email them. And if you remember anything about the auto emails, we have that concierge mode. So when I save that search for Bob and Susan as an auto email, you can put it in the concierge mode. And once it's in the concierge mode, then I can see it whenever there's something new, and I can approve or reject it there. So to me, I don't think I'd really do a hot sheet for Bob and Susan. I'm showing you that, or I'm talking about it. The reason why is maybe one, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're seeing something that I don't see. But two, you might end up doing that. And I'd hate for you to waste your time when you should really do the auto email there. Okay. So twofold. One, for me to learn. Maybe I'm not seeing something that other people do know. But two, you might be tempted to do that, because a lot of people think the hot sheets, when they hit customize, they start throwing in their client's criteria and saving it for their client, like I just showed. But I think it needs to be more like one of these examples, like I showed you there. Okay. Any questions? I love these webinars, especially Zoom, because you can always unmute yourself. A lot of times people don't. But I'd much rather do this in live training, because that's when you and I can talk and discuss things. So let me know. And if you think of something later, let Renee know. She can get you in touch with me, or me in touch with you, and I can follow up there.
Heath, it's Julia here. I've got a quick question.
Yeah.
And I've been playing along on my own system while you've been doing yours, so I may have missed this. I've
Good.
created some hot sheets. What if I decide I want to delete one of them?
Oh, you're stuck. That's it. You can't do it unless you pay me $20. Then I'll do it for you. No. Good question, Julia. You were in my class last month, weren't you, in person?
I was a couple of times.
Oh, good. Wow. Hey, we got a repeat attender here. Good. Let me go into hot customize here. Yeah, right here. If there's one here, just highlight it and hit delete, and
Yes.
it's gone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Of
You're
course.
welcome. Yeah, thank you. Kathy, I think you said great class. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Renee. Next webinar is next month, on the 2nd of May, I believe. I think it's at 2 o'clock, and it's searching tips. So what we'll do in that one here is under residential. Oh, good. Soul's point. Excellent to utilize this tool now. Good, good. I'm glad. And it's so hard for me to understand. Am I boring you? Are you getting it? Am I talking way over your heads? So feedback like this really helps me know. Because I'd like the in-person training, because I can see if you're getting bored in person, or you're staying with me there. So yeah, the next webinar on the 2nd, Thursday, May 2nd, I think at 2 o'clock. I'm going to go in all kinds of search by the maps, so if you struggle with searching, be thinking of things you struggle with searching, and come prepared next month. And oh, thank you, Kathy. Thank you. So think of questions, and come prepared, and be ready to hit me. In fact, if you can get them to me, or to Renee, and Renee get them to me before the class, I can kind of prepare for it, and then I can go through. Otherwise, I've got a lot of examples that I already do know, so just throwing it out there just in case. Okay. All right. Ooh, 2 o'clock. It just hit 2. Okay, I think Renee's got the copy of the recording. If you need her, I'm assuming she can just send it to you out there. Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Hope to see you in person. If not, hope to see you next month on your webinar. All right. Take care. Thanks.